Konnichiwa.
Ooh, konnichiwa.
I said every week we're going to start different. So, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
I know you're looking at me different right now.
I am. Are we going to address the elephant in the room?
My other award?
Yeah,
I know.
that elephant. And
yes, we will be addressing it.
Okay, so if you guys missed it, and you guys should be following both of us on Instagram, but if you missed it, Crystal got yet another award. Hi, I'm Cynthia.
I'm Crystal. This is Humble Brag.
Humble brag.
Humble Brag.
Oh, I have tea.
Once a housewife,
Always a housewife. Can we say that again for the people in the back?
Humble Brag.
Humble brag. Brag with us.
And then this is when you put sound effects.
Yay! And this one hit different because I actually had to present it to her. So not
just
only
like a little more dig in the side.
It's like going forward, let's have Cynthia present all of my awards that I get, all of my future awards. So yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, but
you're welcome.
In my defense, and I know you know this is genuine.
Yes.
I did not know it was an award.
Which was crazy because I kept doing all my press on the carpet saying, like, why are you here? Blah, 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 blah. And I was explaining to them that I was there to present my fabulous award-winning, all the fucking time co-host, yet another award. And I do all this press and she's like, after the fact, you're like, oh, I'm not getting an award. I'm like, yes, you are.
I know okay. So what happened was I was asked to, this is for so to give some context, I have been an ambassador for the Alzheimer Association because my dad passed away from it. And I just use them as it was my main resource. And I've just been, like an ambassador, and also like I do events with them. And so last year they had the LA luncheon and asked me to be their moment speaker, which is kind of their keynote. Great, did it. And then they asked me again this year, would you be our moment speaker for our, like the big gala? I was like, sure. And then they said, do you think Cynthia would want to introduce you? I said, great. So I just thought it was bigger because the event was like the evening gala. There was no text or print that I was getting any kind of award. So when you said, I'm giving you an award, I'm like, it's not an award, it's just presenting. But it was not until I was shocked.
It all gets so confusing.
There's too many awards.
Am I just being honored with or without an award? Am I just being recognized?
I had no idea, but you kept insisting. And then while you were on stage, I don't even know what was happening. You were waiting for me?
Yeah, I was like, and Crystal, come on out. And you didn't come. And I was like, okay. And Crystal, Kong Minkoff, come on out. And you were like, you were literally looking at me backstage like, why do you keep calling me? I'm like, because I'm trying to give you an award.
I know you were introducing me, but I was like, I don't have a speech for an award. Like, I didn't know. Like, I was like, I just have a story to tell. And then I saw award up there. So I was like panicking because I'm like, I'm going to read off the teleprompter this speech that has nothing to do with thanking anyone for an award. So I was very confused. I went up there. I literally was like, I told you I didn't know. So fast forward. It was amazing.
We got through it.
We got through it.
She got the award.
I got another award. It was beautiful. I don't even know where I'm putting it.
Do you have to build an extra shelf?
I've been thinking about it.
It's clearly you have to expand.
I need to actually build a whole other room.
An award room.
An award room.
Of course. Of course.
Literally, on the way home, I'm like, and by the way, when we got to the table, everyone was laughing because they were like, you got an award. I'm like, I got an award. And all my friends were there. And it was like, I get in the car and I just started to look. Oh, I started to text Tessa, my publicist. Like, I got an award. She's like, congratulations. But it wasn't like you did, or it wasn't like that. And then I went to our text, and the text she had sent you for the three of us, it was in there.
Correct. Which is why I knew it was an award.
So I was like, oh, that's why Cynthia kept saying I just didn't read the whole thing. On Housewives, there's a joke like that we don't read the whole text, like on Beverly Hills. Yeah. So like I think of myself as quite a thorough person, but yes. I skipped that part. And so
the most important part.
The most important part. However, in hindsight, I'm actually happy I didn't know because it made me not stressed at all.
Yeah.
I was like,
so your humble brag, I'll just go ahead and give you your humble brag. Your humble brag is that you were at this amazing event. You knew that you were going to be recognized, but you had no idea that you'll be getting yet another award. And the brag is you got an award without even realizing you were going to get an award.
It's a total humble brag. It's unbelievable. I will say the only thing I'm bummed about is that I had always thought, because I've never really been, I know you laugh, I'm getting awards, but like I've never.
Yeah, how many is it? Just so, because I think I lost count. Like,
this year I've gotten 3 or 4 out. That's not that
I think it may be more.
Maybe more. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but like the Alzheimer's Association is big. It's like a big
Huge.
gala. It's a big charity thing. And so I've always dreamt of having like an award in that kind of environment.
Yeah.
And so when you work all these years, you do think one day, but it might be like in 20 years. I have no idea when. So you work up to, you don't work up for the award, but you know it's going to happen at some point. This is like my one charity I work with. Like I work with CHLA, but like this is the one I'm very active with. So I'm like, oh, it'll be
It's very personal.
Yes, but I'm like, that's it. It happened. I didn't get to like invite tables of friends. I didn't like think of it that way. So it's kind of like, oh, well, that happened.
Yeah.
So,
Well, 2 things. Number 1, your speech was so amazing, so
Thanks.
heartfelt, sharing your story about your dad and his Alzheimer's. Is it Alzheimer's or Alzheimer's? Because
Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's. Because the T
yeah.
is silent. Because I was looking at the
Z.
word.
ALZ.
Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's. Yeah, it's a hard
Okay, I've
word.
been saying it wrong for years. Maybe we should just take that out.
No, don't take it out. Don't take it. It's good.
Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Alzheimer's with a Z.
Alzheimer's. Yeah.
I've been literally saying it wrong for 50 years.
What have you been saying?
Alzheimer's. I don't know. For some reason, I was putting a T in it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Z and T is very similar.
And I'm sure there's many interviews with me mispronouncing it as well. It was just on the
Someone's
carpet.
gonna find it and like put it all together.
A teachable moment here. Alzheimer's. So just talking about your dad's Alzheimer's journey. Like it's so real and so many people resonate with that. My mom is getting up there in age, and I'm already noticing certain signs of like oncoming, like very slow, small signs of dementia. And I don't know, how that leads into Alzheimer's, but I'm seeing how age has affected her memory, and she's repeating things, and she's calling me about things that she literally would call me about, and she would ask me the same thing again. So
yeah,
I feel like she may be. I hope not, but
it's hard because
it's concerning.
And I'm going to say it doesn't necessarily mean that's what it is, because when you get older, it's cognitive decline is normal. As I get older, I'm like, oh, did I forget that? Yeah, it's normal.
Totally forgot what I did last night.
So I'm going to say it just because at her age, she's forgetting things. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's her path. However, I can only recommend you start to really look into it at this early stage, because there's a lot of tools that you could do to help her guide through it, to help her keep her memory, to kind of slow it down.
Like what kind of things?
So there's like different like mind games and stuff like that. Also active, like where we kind of waited too long. And I didn't talk about this in my speech, but on the carpet, I said, I ignored it for so long because I was in denial. And had I gone earlier, we could have sort of practiced tools like writing things down for him. So like they say that like have a notepad like hanging on their and then they could write things down, and then they'll look at it like, oh yeah, I remember. Like it helps him remember things.
Yeah.
So I waited too long to where he couldn't grasp that as a habit, a new habit.
Yeah, but I could see how that can happen, because so much of getting older, there's just a natural part of that process where you just don't have the sharpest memory.
That's right.
So it's not like all these huge red flags. So to be able to figure out, okay, this is bigger than what would normally be happening to an 80-year-old.
Totally.
Or a 90-year-old.
Totally. But I think there's a lot of preventative things when it comes to food, nutrition, exercise. I've just learned so much about it. Plaque in the skull and your brain. And
yeah, I love mind games, like memory games and stuff like that. I even do those things now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just do it yourself.
Yeah.
And it's about being like, I think being on the phone is okay. It's being an active participant on your phone. So when you're playing games versus just receiving content, receiving content is, to me, like I watched my dad, he was a surgeon, go from that to retirement to just sitting and watching basketball. And there was no social media. So he wasn't like going to be one of those people. So he just started sitting there absorbing content like basketball. and like you just sit there and was not actively using his brain.
Right.
But
right.
there's like watch Jeopardy,
Mhm.
you know, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like there are like many tools that
Okay.
you can do to keep your brain active. And so, yeah.
And
so
I would even say it's definitely not too early to ever start those kind of that kind of brain activity.
No.
Because I think a lot of us, going back to your point, we absorb a lot of information,
Yes.
but we don't always participate in like trying to think and figure out things or whatever. Like, you know, just keeping the brain turning outside of like there's incoming, but like making sure there's outcoming
That's
in
right.
a way other than just work stuff.
That's right. And it's
Yeah.
interesting, which is a little scary right now, is that this generation absorbs so much without output,
Yeah.
but yet modern medicine is allowing us to get older and live
Mhm.
longer. But those late years are not getting better.
Right.
So what's going to happen? It's going to be a generation full of people who have Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And then the caretaker, I mean, it's a real problem. So that's why it's a very, like, people don't want to talk about
Yeah.
Alzheimer's, you know?
No, it's a scary thing to talk about.
Yes.
And I think about different movies they showed. What was the movie that they showed the clip of?
Notebook.
The Notebook. One of my
Yeah. So they
favorite movies
honored
of
Nick
all
Cassavetes,
time.
the director. Yeah.
Oh man, he had a very touching speech as well. I can't tell you how many times I have gotten up off the couch to go upstairs to get something, and I literally walk up the stairs and I'm like, why the fuck did I come up here?
Yeah.
And I literally have to go back downstairs
Until you remember again.
And then I go, that's why I came.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm just saying, like, you know, I just turned 58. And I always think about things like that, but I think that's just natural. I think a lot of people have those moments where we're like, I'm in the kitchen. Why did I come in the kitchen?
That's normal.
Yeah.
That's not a sign of anything, because that happens when you're 12 years old.
Right. That's true.
I see that with Max. He walks in like, why am I here? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't ask you to come in here. So that's normal. But thank you for giving me my award. It was very special.
You're welcome.
But the biggest part of the night is you wanted to make sure to show me up that night. And I was very happy about it.
What are you talking about?
Because someone came on his birthday, which was Le Prince.
Le Prince, yes, my Taurus man.
And it was so awesome. So I'll let you explain. Like,
okay, let me explain.
It was fun how he got on the carpet to take a photo.
Yes.
I watched all that happen in real time. I was right there. It was amazing.
Yes. So I ended up double booking. I was so excited when I got the call from your PR person asking me to present the award. I was just like, yeah, I'm in. I'll totally do it. You know, I just get kind of excited about you. So.
You're still obsessed.
So obsessed with you. And I just didn't even think about it. And then when I finally opened up my planner, my ridiculous planner that I drag around with me everywhere, I realized after the fact that the day of your award was the same day as Prince's birthday. And I was like, oh my goodness. So he's so great. And he loves you. And when I told him, I thought he was going to be like, really? You had one job to remember my birthday.
Yeah.
Take me to a nice dinner or whatever. And I love, one of the reasons that I like him so much, and one of the reasons why we've made it to a year, is because he was like, no, it's fine. It's fine. You know, we can just go and then we can do something after. He was so cool about it.
He's so easygoing.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah. And he attracts a fair amount of attention on his own. Like
he was the star of the night.
Like every room I take that man into, like, you know, I'll like step away for press stuff because he, you know, doesn't always go on the carpet with me, but that kind of changed. This was like the second time he's done the carpet that night. And I kind of blame you and Rob, because you and Rob were doing the carpet, and then I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to
leave him out.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want, you know, I always want to respect him, and I didn't want him to feel some kind of way because, you know, we're all taking pictures on the carpet. You're with your husband, and for me to not be with my
that was what happening. It was like it was you, the four of us staying there, but then it was kind of like, okay, well, the three of us will take a photo, you, me, and Rob, because you guys haven't really done that.
Right.
And then it was like, I saw you guys were like, okay, just do it. Just the four of us will go on. I'm like, this is a big deal. And I actually saw, it was like an article in People today that you came out. I don't know if you saw it.
Oh, Lord. No, I did not see that. Oh shit.
article. It
Really?
came out a couple hours
Well, you
ago.
know what? I'm thinking back. That was the big moment because the only other time we did press together, well, not even press, was my Bella cover party
Yeah.
where we took photos together, but it wasn't a red carpet. Like
No, that was
at
a coming out party.
yeah.
Yes.
No, this was really, really coming. This was right up there with the TMZ airport
Correct.
outing.
Oh yeah,
So-
there's a whole article of like
Oh, that's
they come
crazy.
out 2 months after going public. It's a whole thing.
Oh my goodness. Well, here's the thing, and here's the beauty and the freedom of just being outside together. Like it feels good to just be outside and be comfortable and not like people know, even
Yeah.
though there's not like a million photos of us out there because we still very intentionally do not post on Instagram.
Yeah.
With each other. I want to make sure I post something on my page just to, you know, celebrate you and your big award.
Thank you.
And you know, I'm a carousel kind of girl. I like to roll out the story.
Mhm.
So I don't think there's any way to do that without including the photos of us and Prince and the whole
Yes.
group because it really was like, you know, you had your village there, you had your team there, and he is a part of your team now in your village by way of
Yes.
me. And so I will put that out there at some point. But we still, to my point, we're not just going to be like, hey, yay, we're here having a smoothie together. Look at
Yeah,
this.
I get that.
Yeah.
But by the way, even if you don't want to, it's out there because it's on Getty Images.
Well, it's on your page as well.
It's on my page. But
Exactly.
but the article was not pulled from my photos. It was
Oh.
pulled from Getty. They're new photos I've never seen.
Oh,
You-
okay.
I know you're
Well,
very-
wait a minute. I saw a photo. I sent a photo of you and I from People Magazine.
Yeah.
That they posted.
Oh yeah, that was cute.
So that was
No,
great.
this is
I wanna-
a specific article about you.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna send you now so you can see it. 'cause it's cute.
Alrighty then. Well.
Here's here.
OMG.
Yes, I told you.
Send me that. What in the world?
Oh, God, it's Cynthia Bailey and boyfriend LaPrince go red carpet official on his 39th birthday 2 months after confirming relationship. It's a whole thing. I only got tagged because it was like all that and Crystal Minkoff at the
Oh
whatever
my
Alzheimer
God.
Association. See, look how freaking cute you guys look.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed with that photo.
It's so cute.
That is so crazy because when I first got there, you had already done the carpet, and I
No,
was like,
it's
okay, it's a
mul-
whole thing.
It's
Send
long.
that to me. That is crazy. Like, how are we even news? Like it's so.
It's a
I
whole.
will never get used to the fact that people actually care
Care,
about
I
who
know.
I date. Like, it's so weird
It's
to
a
me
full
sometimes.
on article. Not one photo of me. Not one photo of me.
That is crazy.
I just got tagged in it because I was somewhere nearby and a mile away.
Well,
I don't know.
thank you in the same way I thank TMZ. Thank you for
freaking-
providing the platform for us to
love it.
become red carpet official. I didn't even know that was a thing. Red carpet official.
By the way, I will
Okay.
say I was so happy that you took the pictures because because I know it was going to be a big deal, and so it was going to highlight Alzheimer Association more.
Yes.
So I was very excited. I'm like, of all events, I'm like, this is the one to do it because it's so important to me. So but how cute is that photo?
It's so good.
It's a really good
It is
one.
so
I know
good.
you never know like if they're going to pick a good photo or not.
I know.
Yeah, they put all good photos of you.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, you know what?
But how was he? How did he feel about the whole thing?
You know, he had a great time.
He was
had a-
dancing
He
and
had a great time. He
singing.
was dancing, singing. He loved all your friends.
God, they loved
But you
him.
know, he's like a freaking magnet. I don't know if it's the hat he loves to wear,
Guess I
if
use the
it's
hat.
the long dreads, but people just literally come up to him everywhere I take him and
Well,
start talking to him.
he's very tall.
He is tall.
The hat is
Yes.
big.
The
He's
hat
very
is big.
striking.
Yes.
So it's hard not to notice him walk in the room.
That's true.
So
He stands out.
yes, and if you don't know who because you look at him and you're like, he's somebody.
He looks interesting.
Yes.
Like if I didn't know him and if I wasn't dating him, I think if I saw him at that event, I would be like, who's that? Who's that? tall
Of
guy
course,
with the hat
yeah.
on with the long dreads.
There's only a handful of people that walk into a room of like 500 people that you're like, oh, like he has a presence.
he definitely has a presence.
And then it's like, oh, he's with Cynthia. So it's like you see you two. You guys are very, very strong together.
thank you.
And he's also just like super easy to talk to.
He is.
So if you go up to him, he's not standoffish. He's like very welcoming, very friendly.
Yeah, he's excited. He doesn't know a lot of people in the States, so he's very happy when people come and talk to him, actually.
He's so sweet.
You know, and I always feel uncomfortable, like, you know, I feel bad when I bring him to certain events because it's kind of like work events for me.
Yeah.
So I have to do the carpet. I have to be engaged. I have to be on.
Yeah.
You know, I have to do my job. So I'm always happy, he'll like tuck away somewhere and then I'll like, look to check on him. And he literally has a party of 10
Yeah, he's fine.
hanging out at his table. Like
he's totally
yeah,
fine.
I think he's okay.
Yeah, he's actually like Rob like that. Like Rob has no problem. Like he'll find someone to talk to.
Oh, Rob is great.
Yeah, so like it's like the prince is fine.
Yeah.
But it was very cute. And
thank you.
David Foster, right, was singing and
so good.
Shalia?
Oh, I forgot her name, but she was incredible.
Insane. Like unbelievable voice.
Like it's hard to sing Whitney Houston songs. I mean, anyone that can kill
But he was in it. We were all in it.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
No, it was a great night. It was a great night. Can we talk about how stunning you looked?
Thank you.
I mean, I know purple is the color of the Alzheimer's Association.
That's right.
I know that's their color, but you need to leave here and go buy like a
really?
complete closet full of purple. You look stunning and dare I say, sexy. I see.
Don't say it. It makes me
that you are starting to be a little sexier these days.
Thank you. As we step into spring, it's the perfect time to refresh your meal routine with dietitian-approved recipes from Green Chef. Perfect for supporting your wellness journey. Enjoy recipes that feature fresh, organic, seasonal produce and 100% responsibly sourced proteins, crafted to help you feel your best.
Green Chef makes it so easy to spend less time in the kitchen and more time in the spring air with their new Heat and Eat meals. You can enjoy a delicious, wholesome meal in just 3 minutes. Plus, with 80+ weekly options, Green Chef makes it easy to find meals that fit in your lifestyle.
Whether you're into Mediterranean flavors, gluten-free eats, plant-based meals, or protein-packed dishes, there's something for everyone, including options for gut and brain health, calorie-smart choices, and more.
Whether it's a salad just ready in 5 minutes, protein-packed breakfast, or a smoothie to fuel your day, Green Chef has you covered for the busiest days. Their meals are made with real, clean ingredients so you can build lasting, healthy habits without the hassle.
Plus, with week-to-week flexibility, you can adjust your plan anytime to fit your schedule. Make this spring your most delicious yet with Green Chef. Head to greenchef.com/50humble and use code 50humble to get 50% off your first month, then 20% off for 2 months with free shipping.
That's code 50humble at greenchef.com/50humble.
You know what really grinds my gears? Grinding my teeth. I hate it. It hurts. It's not like I want to, but sometimes life is just so stressful that my body makes me bite down.
And then the jaw pain that comes from it. Terrible. Headaches, soreness, you name it.
If you're part of the 30% of Americans who grind their teeth, then your smile needs protection. And there's no better solution than Remi's Custom Fit Night Guard.
Both dentists and teeth grinders recommend Remi because a custom fit night guard is the best way to protect your teeth. And Remi is 80% less than the dentist and way easier.
Here's how it works. Remi will send the impression kit right to your door with step-by-step instructions on how to get your perfect impression.
Then Remi ships you your custom fit night guard made right in good old Las Vegas. And you don't even have to go to Vegas for it. They just make it right there. But if you do, after a crazy night of gambling, partying, pop that night guard in, baby. Start protecting your teeth.
And Remi is so confident you'll get a perfect fit that they offer a 45-night perfect fit guarantee or your money back. That's kind of hot.
No waiting rooms, no overpriced bills. Just a better way to protect your teeth while you sleep. Try Remi risk-free at shopremi.com/humble and use code HUMBLE to get up to 50% off your night guard at checkout.
That's 50% off shopremi.com/humble with code HUMBLE. Thank you, Remi, for sponsoring this episode.
I saw legs.
There's a hole.
Yeah, look at that.
There's a hole in my jean. Just want to entice you.
Before me, that hole would have been closed up. You would never have worn those ripped jeans to show that nice, sexy little piece of flesh right there.
Well, here you go, baby. So, anyways, thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
It was really sweet, and I will wear purple more in that honor.
Yeah, it was good. Oh, you should. But wait a minute. We got a chance to chat with Wayne Brady backstage.
Yes.
Which was so much fun. I loved it. I thought well, first of all, I'm a huge fan of his.
I am too, but I had
Am I missing something?
You're not missing anything. I thought he was kind of like mad at me.
No.
Yes, he was.
Why did you pick that up? I didn't see that at all.
We're going. I'm going in. I'm going to say
let's
this.
go in.
But we were there together. So
and this will be the perfect lead in to get to the housewife of it all, because guess what we're talking about today? We're talking about housewives today. So
there's a lot going on, and
all of them.
I know you guys all want our opinion and our tea, and that's
we tried to stay away, but the people have asked, And we have answered.
Yes, they're like
It's going
banging on the
down.
door. Okay, we love Wayne Brady. He was
Love.
a fantastic host.
So talented.
But I said to him, "Oh my God, I love you." So he hosted the gala, the big gala. So we're all the three of us in the backstage, ready to go on and receive my award. I want to say that.
Let's make that clear.
Receive my award.
Why were we there? For Crystal to get her award.
So I said, "I love you so much. You're so great." Because you're just obviously they just want to hear that, right? And I do. And I was like, "I love you." And whose line is it anyway? He's like, "That's not the only show I do." You remember that?
Okay,
he was annoyed. Say that, He was annoyed.
Well, I think I'm good. I mean, I've met him for 5 minutes, so I feel like I can rightfully defend him at this point.
Okay.
So I think he just was being. I mean, I think that maybe I don't want to say it's a trigger, but I know I personally do a lot of things, and this man does a lot of different things.
Yes, you said that. Then you chimed in.
I chimed in.
So you could feel it.
Yeah.
You chimed in because you sensed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like even when people say to me like, "Oh, I love you on Housewives," I realize I'm clear that is the show, the platform that made me famous.
Yeah. But was it triggering before?
No, it was. No, it's not that. For me, it wasn't triggering. For me, it's not triggering. Okay. I get like what made me famous. It wasn't my modeling. It wasn't like any of the other things. It was the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yeah.
However, I pride myself on being that and so many other things.
Right.
So I think, for him, it was like he does so many other things. And I know we know him from that.
Yeah.
But I don't think he had, took issue with it. I just think he wanted to make it clear that that's not. But he has more than one job.
He did. He was like, I do more than that. Just one thing.
But he's a comedian too. So I feel like he was just like, kind of giving you a hard time in a funny way.
Oh, you thought it was that?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't think it was that. I thought he was being serious because I was like, I said, I know, but I know you do a lot, sir. I just started getting scared of him. I was like, sir. But I'm like, I felt that's where I discovered him because that was
right.
And then I've also learned because someone had said to me recently, like, or I don't know where it was. They were like, "I loved you. I watched you when I was a kid." Oh, I think it was Jeff Lewis. Someone said it to me in Mexico, like, "Oh, I used to watch you when I was a kid." So I almost said that. And I was like, "Oh, he's going to punch me in the face." I almost said, "I grew up with you." And I'm like, don't say that in my mind. I'm like, But I'm trying to hold it together. And I was like, I know, of course. But I'm like, that's where I really I just discovered.
And I'm so glad you didn't say that, by the way. Because I watched you as a kid. Because I will say to you, I can't tell you the number of fans that I have that come up to me and they're like Noelle's age and they're like, "Oh my God, I love you. You're my grandma's favorite."
Oh, God. Grandma?
I'm like, where did I go? It used to be you're my mom's favorite. Yeah. Now it's like I'm the grandma's favorite. I'm like, shit. This is like I'm going down.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I love the moms and the grandmas, but it just
love all your
goes
mamas.
to show that life is lifing, and we're getting older.
Yes,
and the fact that I'm a favorite with the grannies and the moms is like, okay, well, hey, I'll take it.
I did not say it. I was like, don't say that. That's not good. Because obviously there's a sensitivity here. And then I wanted to be like, oh, no. Well, my husband, people always say Lion King and he does so much. And I'm like, okay, well, that's going to sound weirdly
I saw Rob signing autographs after the event.
I'm telling you.
We were looking for our driver. And then Prince pointed out, he was like, "Oh, look at Crystal's husband. They're asking him for autographs." I was like, and I don't even think I had even really told him all of Rob's story.
Yeah.
And when I broke it down, he was like, "What? How do I not know this?" Because he was like, "Why are they asking Rob for autographs?"
Yeah. Though
it's kind of a big deal.
But that's what I was saying about the airport. It's like, it's always like that. So they obviously, Alzheimer's, they knew we were going to be there. So they have when we get out of the car, it's paper that says Simba and Scar.
It was so cool to see him in his rock star moment.
I know, love it. Let him have it. I'm
I just slide in. Good.
I was eating the beignets. He's doing the drawings.
How good were those beignets?
Delicious.
Oh,
absolutely delicious.
My God.
Delicious. I actually think Demi Lovato owns that company.
Well, it's a good company.
Yeah, it's really
Those
good.
were some damn good beignets.
Yeah. And you had already left.
Yep.
David Foster was the musical performance, and he cut. He's like, "I'm gonna cut in line." I was like, "Okay."
Whoa.
He didn't even know I was there. Anyways, there was all these little funny things happen. But either way,
there's a lot going on.
Then I said, which I annoyed him again. So
you annoyed him twice. Okay.
Do you know the second time I annoyed Wayne Brady?
What was the second time?
I complimented his outfit.
Oh, it was a good outfit.
And I go, this is such a good look on you. He's like, thank you. And he was wearing a suit, but almost like a silk, it looked like a hoodie under, but it was
like a black
scarf
jacket, but like a scarf hoodie type thing underneath. It was all black, which I love. A monochromatic, like just all like same color look.
It was very stylish.
And I love the pants were like, kind of wide legs, kind of what I'm wearing today. And my honey.
Oh, you're Wayne Brady.
I kind of feel like I maybe was a little influenced by his outfit, to be honest.
This is Wayne Brady coded right here.
No, I was inspired. Like when I tell you, Crystal, I would wear that exact outfit he had on.
No, it was cool.
It was a good outfit.
It was like, it looked like, when like men wear like the hoodies under the coat, right?
I kind of love that.
It is the best look. Whenever Rob wears them, like, because it's cool. It's like young and cool.
Effortless.
But effortless. I love it. So men, it's a vibe.
It's a
hoodie
whole vibe.
with a blazer is so freaking, and like a jean and a sneak. It's
everything. And if you really want to take it to the next level, because I've been doing this lately, throwing a little hat with it as well.
So cute.
You got me. Like you had me at hello. Let's go.
So cute. Yeah. So cute. So I said, you look amazing. And he's like, thank you. And I'm like, this should be like your signature look. And he's like, oh, really? I'm like, you should get one in every color. Like, this should be your look. And he goes, oh, so you only know me on one show and one
and now
look.
You're trying to style me.
Yeah, no, he goes, and you're only going to know me for one look? I go, I can't say anything right to this guy. Like, he's just mad at me no matter what. So I was like, okay. So then I went up, like right in this moment, I went up on stage with you. We come back down and he was like, he looked very different to me. Like, kind of like, he was like, oh my God, like, what a lovely speech.
Yeah.
It kind of changed. And then I was like, thank you so much. And I was like, you look great in all your outfits. I left. I had to leave. I was like, I had to say one more thing. Like, you look wonderful in many different
outfits. You had
outfits.
not shot yourself in the foot enough at that point. So you're like, let me try. The third time is the charm. Let me say one more thing that may offend him before I leave this man alone.
So my my run-in with Wayne Brady was a lot backstage. But okay, then tell me, outside of being a stand-up, and whose line is it anyway? I know he does game shows.
He's a comedian. Yeah, okay.
What else do I know him from?
He sings. He sang at the event. He's a singer. I know
he sings, but what else do I know him from?
Okay, well, I'm going to
You're picking up your phone.
Google.
Do you know what else he's from?
Okay, well, we need to find out because I need to defend him because he's like our new friend. We need to have him on the podcast.
But like, I also feel like it's like if someone says to me housewives, it's not like I've done anything more, but it's like, yeah, that's it. Like, why?
But I feel like we're forgetting something.
Okay, tell me.
Okay, what are the amazing accomplishments of Wayne Brady? He's an actor as well.
I believe that, but I'm just like, I love you from this, and that's okay.
Acting accomplishments.
People say all the time to me, I really like you on like Jeff Lewis now. I'm like, great. Like, I'm not like offended. See?
Hilarious. It looks like he has a show called You Made It Weird, which is pretty much you should be on there at this point because you had like a whole thing with him.
Starring Crystal.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me read his thing.
Okay, read it.
Comedian, actor, and singer. He's a regular cast member on the American version of the improv comedy series. Whose Line Is It Anyway? The host of a daytime talk show, The Wayne Brady Show. He had his own show. Hello, somebody.
Okay, I remember that. I do remember that.
Host of Fox's Don't Forget the Lyrics. Okay.
That was the game show.
Okay. And he also hosted Let's Make a Deal in 2009, the revival of it.
Game show.
Yeah, okay, game show as well.
Yeah.
I'm not done. Brady also performs musical theater. Okay. He portrayed Lola Simon in the Tony Award-winning musical Kinky Boots.
Oh, he was in Kinky Boots
on Broadway. I forgot he did. He wasn't. Hamilton. He was in Hamilton. Yes, he played Aaron Burr in the Chicago production of Hamilton. In 2017. Okay?
So next time I see Wayne,
wait, I'm not done. I am not done. Do not interrupt me.
You better have more tape in here because
Brady. Okay, and I need to say this loud for the people in the back. All right, Brady, you're welcome. Okay, Brady has won 5, not 4, not 3, not 2, not 1, 5 Emmy Awards.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
He won his first Emmy Award. Okay, now you have to take me to dinner, Wayne Brady, because now I'm just giving you all of your flowers. He won his first Emmy Award for his work on Whose Line Is It Anyway, which you happily pointed out.
Yes,
That's how you know him.
happily.
In 2003, 2 more in the next year for The Wayne Brady Show.
Okay.
It won Emmys for his show, and I remember that show. And then 2 for Let's Make a Deal.
All right.
And I'm not done. I am not done.
Wow. This is more awards than me.
Listen, what we're going to do today is give Wayne Brady his flowers today. Okay? He has also been nominated for 2 Grammy Awards.
Oh, wow.
Ken. I mean, let's talk about singing for a minute.
I don't have Grammys.
Emmys, Grammy Awards, Best Traditional R&B Performance for his cover of Sam Cooke's, I love Sam Cooke.
Oh.
Sam Cooke, his song, A Change Is Gonna Come.
Wow. That's a great
And
song.
Best Musical Theater Album for soundtrack of The Wiz.
Okay.
Come on, somebody.
Here's the deal.
Put some respect on Wayne Brady's name.
I totally respect him.
Put some respect on Wayne Brady's name.
He's amazing. And I said
I'm
that to
done.
him. I just highlighted one incredible thing he has done amongst
Which was
many.
a big thing. It was a big thing.
It was big. But now when I see Wayne, I'll be like, Aaron Burr, Chicago.
Hello. The Wiz.
I mean,
a lot.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I'll say, great outfit of many. Like, that's what I'll do. I'm just going to
Wayne, Crystal, and I are happy to take you to dinner at
Or just
some
come on the
point,
pod.
or just come on the pod.
He's
Wear the
not-
same outfit that we loved.
No, he's not going to wear
Oh, he's
the
not going to wear that one. Okay.
No, he doesn't want to wear the
All right.
outfit again.
Okay. We owe you dinner, Wayne. So we love you. You're amazing. And I just had to roll it out.
Yes.
Just to remind ourselves, sometimes when people
The
like,
galactic superstar.
but he's one of those, like, he's not so like visible and loud on social media. So you forget, like, when you're not constantly, posting.
Can I tell you? You started saying that to him, and that
Shit. I said that to him.
you were like,
Did he get annoyed by that?
You said you're like quiet, like you're always working, but you're cool.
He is kind of a quiet storm because he's like one of those people
But you were
that's so
trying to compliment.
talented.
He goes, but I think he was like, no, I'm. People know me. Like,
Okay,
I'm
we
around.
just said all the
But
wrong
y-
stuff to this man, obviously.
And I was sitting there like, okay, well, Cynthia's foot is now in her mouth.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you were like,
Okay.
you're
I'll be
always
splitting
working,
the
but
dinner
no one,
now.
But you said, you're like, no one really knows, but you're always working. I was
Oh,
like,
shit! It does come off as kind of like a backhanded compliment.
but it wasn't meant to be. Like, we were so genuine.
But Crystal,
and
do
like,
you know what I mean? Like, I love celebrities that quietly get their checks sometimes. Like, they're busy.
that's my dream.
Like, totally. And that's
Yes.
what I do, but I have to end up promoting stuff all the time and posting all the time, so I can't like move in silence the way I would love to if I was on that
Yes,
level.
you're a very
where-
front visible person.
Right.
But I think that's what he's an actor.
He is.
So like that's what you want to be.
And
You
a
don't want
singer
to
and a
be
comedian
hidden.
and all the other things.
We were just
We had a great time with
We
him.
did have a great time.
We love you, Wayne Brady. And we were not even trying to we're trying to get to Housewives, and somehow we had to
we had to
go
talk
down
about
this rabbit hole and just address the situation. But he's a beast.
That would have never
lot
been on my
going
bingo
on.
card. You and I having like a weird run-in. With
I
Wayne.
know.
But it was lovely. I'm telling you, it was lovely. I just kept saying the wrong things. Like I was like,
And then I chimed in and said a wrong thing as well.
but you didn't know.
But you know what the problem was? You know what happened? So this is what happens, like, when we run into, like, celebrity people that are, like, more celebrity than housewife celebrities. Like, for me,
99%.
like, I never expect them to actually engage in real conversation.
Yeah.
So we ended up talking to him way longer than I ever thought we would get an
Yes. We went
opportunity.
too far to where we had normal behavioral
Right.
conversation.
He was engaged and the conversation just kept going and going and
And then we're
going.
like, "Ugh."
Normally, when I see like big celebrities, I'm always like, literally the most I say is like, hi, love your work. And I just leave them alone. Like, I leave celebrities alone. I
We
don't
were
bother
there for
them.
like 20
I
minutes.
don't fuck with them.
Yeah.
I say hi. I always respect, knowledge, acknowledge, and then I just run away. Like, I never actually talked to them. I think I talked to them about Noel. He told me about his daughter. We were engaged.
Yes.
We were
The
locked
daughters.
in. Yes.
And then it was like they should hang out because they seen this. And we talked about signs.
We talked about signs. I forgot what his sign was. I asked him what the sign
So
was.
I think he said he was a Pisces. No.
No.
He
He's
was a
married to a
Gemini.
Pisces.
Oh, your face. And you
Listen.
said, you know what he said? He said Gemini.
Well, that's when I clocked out.
And then you said goodbye.
I know. I know. Okay, that's when I definitely had to I got activated when he said Gemini, because if I have not made that abundantly clear, I have not had great experiences with Gemini men. So
Yes.
I'll just leave it right
But
there.
I think his daughter was like,
She may have been a Scorpio or something. Like, we had like a lot of different things
There was
in
connections,
common.
yeah.
There was definitely connection.
but anyways, it was a funny.
Should we stop while we're
By
ahead
the way,
here?
what just happened right now talking about him is what happened with him. We had too much time, and then we've just
Way too much time on our hands.
been dumb again, and here we are. So we're so sorry.
You know what? I blame the Alzheimer's Association
Them.
staff, because I think they brought us backstage too early,
Way too early.
which gave us way too much time to harass Wayne Brady.
Arrest? Brain
Did I say
waiting?
arrest? Not arrest. Harass. Okay.
Arrest.
All right.
Brain weighty.
The fact that we were brought backstage.
You haven't had a full cocktail. What is it?
I haven't, but you know what? I haven't really eaten anything today. So,
Oh, I didn't bring you a wrap.
and you know what? I was going to talk to you about that. Can I just cash app you and can you just always show up with that wrap? Because I think about it way more than I should.
You do?
I'm obsessed with that wrap.
Okay, I'll bring
It's
tomorrow.
the tuna
don't
wrap
need to
from Whole Foods. It is
Yes.
just
The
so good.
cranberries.
It's the freaking cranberries that like takes it to the next level.
I know.
And I almost called, but I knew you were still like, you had a lot going on. I know you are dealing with a lot today. So I didn't want to be like, hey, with all the other things that you have going on, can you stop by Whole
Give me
Foods and
lunch.
bring me that tuna wrap?
You know there's Whole Foods across the street.
Oh, that's right. You know what? And I'm going to go there and get that wrap. I'm
Yeah.
going to get some for my refrigerator at
Oh,
the
yeah.
Godfrey, which of course you guys know that, well, I shouldn't
live there.
say that I live there,
Room
but I do.
12.
Stop. Okay, do not call me at the Godfrey. But anyway, I have my refrigerator, but I actually bought a microwave. I'm there so much.
You did?
And I'm there for like I spend so much time there at this point. I
you
actually
should live there.
purchased a microwave and put it in my room. Best thing I ever did. I don't know why I didn't do it before.
And then when you leave, do they store it for you?
I'm going to ask them to.
Yeah, they should.
And if they,
And they will.
Godfrey people, if you're listening to the podcast, I'm going to be needing a little storage space
They will.
downstairs to keep my microwave so I can just bring it back and forth to my
I'm
room.
telling you, hotels do that. I didn't know that. My friend always stays at one hotel in LA, and she like stores all her stuff there. They pack it up for her. They bring
Oh
it
my
upstairs.
God.
Yeah, because they go so much.
Yeah. Well, I live there. And it's so crazy because I'm running into so many people at the Godfrey now. Like, I'm not saying I made it hot, but I am saying that I think
Yeah, you
the
did.
fact that I talk
I'm
about
from
it all
LA.
the
I've
time.
never heard of it, and now it's like every
it's
day I hear
helped.
about it.
It's helped. Like, I was there a couple of weeks ago and Missy Elliott was there with her team. I was like, I saw
What?
these dancers, these like cool looking people in the lobby at the breakfast buffet. And I was like, who are these cool people? Because, I live there. It's my
Wait,
home at this point.
I love Missy Elliott.
No, obsessed. Totally
What?
obsessed.
Why
and
was
then
she
the
there?
staff told me that they were staying. Well, I guess she was in LA working and she was at the Godfrey. Hi, Missy. I
Wait.
love you. I just wanted to put your business out in the streets right now, but I heard you were there.
She's never coming.
I did not come and knock on your door and stalk you the way I wanted to. But yeah, I would have loved to have bumped into you in the lobby. And Phaedra just stayed there, her and her
Yes.
boys.
Oh my gosh.
And I've
it's a party there.
I've had a few calls this week like, hey, I'm in LA. What's the hotel you're always staying at?
All right, I
So,
need to start sending them my people to
Yeah.
you if they call me.
Yeah, no, definitely. I will definitely take care of them.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like your hotel.
It's literally like my own hotel. But you know what? Can I just tell you, it's always been a dream of mine to own my own hotel.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you kind of have one. You fucking bought a microwave.
Should we have them change the name? Let's
The
see.
Cynthia.
The Godfrey by Cynthia Bailey.
No, just the Cynthia.
Cynthia's a good name.
Cynthia's a great name for a hotel.
Yeah. And for a restaurant.
Yes, the Cynthia's a great.
Like, where are you going tonight?
name.
Cynthia's. After we leave
Cynthia's.
Craig's, we're going to go to Cynthia's.
Yeah, that's right.
You see how that just flows?
It blows. You, Wayne Brady, Missy Elliott.
And while we're on it, I always wanted to have my own spa as well. So I could have my hotel with
Yeah.
a spa and a restaurant inside it. Boom. There we go.
So it's just everything you do, and then you just go to your own place.
yeah,
Yeah, I get that. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
absolutely.
I love that. Okay, I like that for you.
Thank you.
Let's manifest
Put that in the
because you don't work
universe.
enough.
I
you don't
know,
do
because I'm
anything enough.
so not busy. Right?
I'm gonna call it the brain Wade.
The what?
The brain weighty. That's what you called it.
Hilarious. And I'm going to have Brain Weighty come in. Brain Weighty. Lord have mercy. And I'm
I
going to
love
have
you said it naturally.
Wayne Brady. Okay, now he's going to be mad at me because I keep fucking up his name. And then I'm going to have Wayne Brady come in.
Yeah.
When I do this hotel, restaurant, spa, he can come in and host the opening because he is
He's a
on
great
the
host.
top on the great list of the other things that he does. He is an incredible host.
Number one. I love him hosting, singing, acting. That improv stuff is the lowest of what he does. See?
It really is.
It's the lowest.
There you go. Are you ready to talk some shit now?
Oh, God, yes.
Get in this housewives mess.
Because we haven't been messy all morning. So we love you, Wayne.
We went down a rabbit hole. I didn't see that one coming.
We never do. We never do. So, okay, it's been a couple weeks since the first major Housewives of Beverly Hills announcement. We're talking about it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, let's talk.
Because
Well, it's been talked about so much. I felt like, out of respect for Garcelle's space, we just kind of wanted to let the dust settle before we gave our opinions on the situation.
Agreed. And I think the dust settling is good because then it allows herself
Absolutely.
maybe to make other statements or whatever.
Yeah.
And other posting, unfollowings, so that we can now talk about what we think.
Yeah.
So you and I are constantly asked about it.
Constantly.
People are like, why are you talking about it? And it's like, because we were in it. These are people that we intimately know,
That we
we're
know.
friends with,
Mhm.
we work with. And while we're sensitive to it, we
Very.
understand very specifically. For me, it was exactly a year ago that I left Beverly Hills. And I
How
have
is
to
it only a year?
it's
Does it
been a-
feel longer or like
Yes.
this, or does it feel like you just left yesterday?
No. When it happened, every day felt very slow.
Yeah.
We talked to Riz about it. Remember, he was like,
Yeah.
it took a long time for him.
Yeah.
And again, that was 10 years of his life. And
Yeah.
for you, 10 years. For me, 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel it's like, they say it's like jet lag. Like, it depends how long you've been gone. And
Right.
like, for me, it was 3 years, which is a chunk, but not an insanely long time.
Right.
So that's why I feel like I'm fully past that. But I just know that feeling of the first day. And her situation's different. She left. I was asked not to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And nonetheless, though, okay, I'm just going to get into it. And because people have asked me about my situation, like how I feel about the Garcelle stuff. And I connected with her the day of the announcement. I
Mhm.
was in Morocco on my family trip. I was actually out with Max, and we both sent her a message and talked.
Mhm.
Max said hi, and because he loves her sons, the boys.
Oh.
So
That's
it was a
cute.
very, very sweet, short interaction. But she said it was time. And I've been asked, what else did she say? And I was like, first of all, I would not talk about what she said to me.
No,
If she
of course,
did say
out of
anything.
respect for her privacy, of course.
Yeah. But I didn't ask her because no matter what situation it is, it's very raw.
Yeah.
And my situation was very different in that it was a major surprise to the cast because it was a surprise to me. And I had texted the group on our group chat. Every year, the day filming starts, from what I understand, that it happened in the years prior, the cast has a group chat. We call it S, like season 11, S11.
Mm.
And it's just a thing that they do naturally. Everyone gets on the text and it's
Yeah,
like,
we did it for Atlanta.
yeah. So people are like, oh, are you on the group chat? There's, of course, private text between people.
Right, of
But there
course.
is a group text
Right.
that happens that everyone's included, which I
Right.
think is out of respect.
Right.
It's a good thing. So I texted the group when it got announced. Sutton and Garcelle both called me very upset. And I had my a conversation with them. And then I texted the group and everyone was extremely gracious, except Dorit. She didn't say anything, but we had just come off a very negative reunion together. And she and I have not spoken since, but everybody else wrote very lovely texts, like very positive. And then ever since then, everything in the press has just been nice. Like it's been niceties. And I've always spoken highly of everybody, I think, or at least very truthful.
Right.
I think that's why people don't come for me because
I don't think you've dragged anyone, not on a humble brag anyway.
no, and I won't. And if anything negative happened, it was just based on fact, it's not to like add any extra. So I say that because people are like, oh, Crystal has these opinions. It was so different. Garcelle left. She did leave. But I think that's what makes it actually so different, because she left because I think the hurt feelings she had. And I think that the postmortem of it, seeing what people have said, have been very mixed. I know I watched what, Erica and Beau's did on Watch What Happens Live. And Erica made some comments not exactly supportive of her coming back. I know you spoke with her. and we'll get to that. And then Kyle recently said we were at the Women's Cancer Research Gala, which you were one of the chairs.
Which I'm so bummed out I was not able to be at. I actually had a commitment in Atlanta with Bravo and Housewives. So
sometimes you can't make it all.
Yeah.
But you were still a chair, and it was a packed house.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about that story that I saw Kyle and Teddy there.
Oh, yes.
And people are like, why is there no pictures of you guys together? So Rob and I came right after. I saw them on the carpet doing interviews. Rob and I did photos, and they were doing interviews. So I walked by them, and I remember feeling like, oh, did they think I was ignoring them? But I'm not going to interrupt someone during an interview. So then we texted after. It was very lovely. But after I saw that someone had asked Kyle, and I'm going all over the place because there's so much stuff I want to talk about.
No, I'll bring you back.
Okay, thank you. So I saw Kyle had said, I'm really bummed because our friendship was blossoming. And I remember feeling like.
She said that about Garcelle.
Yes. And I was like, well, that's weird because she wouldn't leave if she felt it was blossoming. Like, because I think it was, she had said on the reunion in the clip that I saw, like to Kyle, like, you didn't even look at me. Did you see that? Andy had said to Garcelle, what's wrong? Like, you seem upset.
She said no one even looked and
acknowledged
smiled.
me.
Right.
I looked at, and Kyle's like, why would I? Like, you're,
Right.
And then weeks later, she's like, I'm really sad she left. Our relationship was blossoming. And I was like, God, the show is so weird. Just the show is so, not the show, it's just the experience is weird because you feel a certain way. And I actually want to kind of dive into, we have so much to talk about in terms of like friendships, alliances. How do you develop friendships on the show? I know we've tapped into it, but now we can really kind of talk about it in having a reference of what that looked like with Kyle and Garcelle, and certainly what happened with Sutton and Garcelle this week. Are you going to bring me back in? Because I feel like I'm all over the place.
Okay, so I don't know why I volunteered to bring you back in. No one else can bring you back in because I forgot. Okay, can you bring us back in? We were talking about
how far off am I? Am I making any sense?
No, you are. This is all good.
Yeah, but are you trying to tell the story about what was said between you and Kyle?
No. We kind of went there, but there was something that we were talking about before that. We were talking about.
Well, I think I want to talk about.
You were talking about
Garcelle,
your experience. You were talking about your experience. You were talking about the group text.
Yes.
And
I want to talk about why I think Garcelle left.
Okay.
And I think that's constant speculation out there.
Right.
Right. It's like.
Right. And just to be clear, Garcelle pretty much put out there that she left because she wanted to spend more time with her family.
Yes.
That was what
she said.
What she said.
Her sons are
got it.
And I actually believe that's a lot.
And
of it.
I mean, to be honest, Garcelle has a million things going on as well.
A million.
With her acting and directing and producing.
Yes.
So it's not like, if that's something that it seems to be going really well. All of her movie directing and producing things that she has going on. She's a great actress as well. It feels kind of like, to me, to be honest, that I could see that part of it actually being really like true. Like I could see.
Oh, I think it's
because
very
this
true.
show takes up so much of your time. And if that is something that is going so great for her, and it seems to be going great for her, that she maybe would want to focus on it in addition to the family. The boys are getting older and all those things. So.
I mean, the boys are seniors.
Yeah.
I think that's what she mentioned.
It's a big year.
It's a big year. And I know you can really speak to that of having a kid in that age about to leave the home.
Yeah.
Right? Her kids are super smart, super talented. They're gonna go off somewhere.
Yeah. But there's so many moments that I think being a part of the show, because it takes up so much of your time and your energy, that you miss a lot of those moments when you're actually filming a whole reality show.
Right. Totally. I think people don't realize it's not like it's your real life and they're just tapping in. It's like the show life.
Yeah.
And so you have to pull yourself out of your real life, and you leave your kids a lot, and you have to film a lot. You're not just hanging out your house.
Exactly.
It's not like that.
And it's hard to be halfway invested. When you clock in for Housewives, really mentally, spiritually, emotionally, it just takes all of you to be able to do that show, because you have to be able to show up in situations and be, try to go into those situations as present as you can.
Right.
And it's just hard to juggle family and a whole other movie career and a producing, directing career and grandkids and, seniors in high school. It's a lot.
I will say, you bring up a good point that I think there's this sort of negative. It's such a classic. If you don't watch Housewives, you're like, oh, it's toxic. Everyone gets divorced on that show. Everyone has a downfall on that show. The truth is that a show like this, the amount of mental and physical time it takes and changes the dynamic of your family is inevitable.
1,000%.
And people don't really appreciate what that looks like. They just
Mhm.
think it's like, oh, you're just like this rich family, and then they take video of you. It's not like that.
Yeah.
And no matter what, no matter how strong your core is, and I consider my family very
Mhm.
strong,
Mhm.
it takes a toll.
It does.
I
Yeah.
fought more with Rob. I was more distant with Rob. I was more distant with my children. And you work hard. Like you have to like exert so much
Yeah.
effort to bring it back.
It takes a lot of your energy. It takes a
Extreme.
lot of your energy
And emotions.
and emotions.
Yeah. And I was like erratically
Yeah.
emotional at home. I'm not a hyper emotional person. I think people know that now. But it takes toll. And then the kids are confused, and your husband's confused, your partner's confused. And it's like, it makes sense why it goes that direction.
Yeah. And you can be home. Just because you're home doesn't mean you're present. Can I say that louder for the people in the
That's
back? Just because you are home, just because you're sitting at dinner with your family, does not mean you are actually present.
That's it.
And that's what I struggled with a lot. And a lot of the things that Noelle and I talk about now as she's 25 is not really me abandoning her, but that is the word that she uses.
Mhm.
But she really felt like from the time I got on the show until the time I left that she was abandoned in a lot of ways. Like I just was there, but I was never present
Right.
doing the show
Right.
because I couldn't figure out how to do both. I could not figure
Right.
it out.
Because your brain, it's like the people talking on like what, like the producers, what's happening in
Yeah.
the show. Are these people your friends? It floods
And I shoot
you.
a lot. I shot a lot too. So
Right.
I was never like the villain or, someone who wasn't invited to anything. I was always invited to everything. So I was on the call sheet every day to shoot.
Right.
And I was always doing events. And, I was the one person, like my Bailey Qs are so popular, which just came on this Sunday
Yeah.
on the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16, because I can get people together. I can
Right.
get people, I can pull the group together.
Right.
Which is also my superpower is being a friend on the show too. because
Totally. But
there is
also,
a
I
love
think with
and
the
respect
audience,
there.
but the audience doesn't understand. You're not just showing up to your party. You're in glam, which you wouldn't normally do if
No.
you're having a barbecue,
No.
right? And then also the crew, if you're filming at your house, is there 8 hours earlier
Mhm.
setting up
Mhm.
all the lighting,
Oh.
everything. It's like your house, and it's like it's
It
not
consumes you.
it consumes you, and it's like you don't have the mental capacity to be that mom
Right.
or be that wife or be that friend or sister
Right.
or like, and then you become kind of self-absorbed.
Yeah, you do.
And it's not intentional, but it really is all encompassing. And even when it comes out, people think it's an hour on TV a week.
Yeah.
It is not
Yeah,
an hour of TV
right.
a week. It
If
is.
you guys see an event at our home, you see 10 minutes, 15 minutes. That event was 6 hours.
correct.
Because
and
they're
planned.
shooting, the before, like setting everything up. They're shooting the event. They're shooting after the event. Like that is easily a 4 or 5 hour day
100%.
that you guys see minutes of.
But I do think that has been probably in the back of Garcelle's mind. And even when I was on the show, it was only a year ago, which is weird. We talk about that, like her kids are getting older.
Yeah.
That being said, I think her leaving the show, in my opinion, I'm just going to say I think she felt very betrayed by her friend, Sutton. And I've said this, watching it, the clips, knowing, and I'm just going to repeat what I've said. Garcelle rode so hard for Sutton
Mm-hmm.
for, I think she was on for 5 years. They were 5 years together.
Did they come on together?
Together.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
and I left and they had one more year. So they came before me. So for 5 years, I mean, I watched it in real time, even against me at sometimes. Are you not seeing what's happening? Are you not she really rode for Sutton. And I think that's how she sees friendship,
Mm-hmm.
which is not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Some people are like super direct, call them out. And also you have to adjust your friendship with the other person. How the other person reacts. I was just on the phone call with my friend on the way here, and I feel like she made mistakes. And we talked about she was, well, that's not how I am. Well, we need to adjust to each other.
Mhm.
So I think Garcelle adjusted to Sutton a lot, but at many times it was like she had her back at every step of the way, no matter what. And she was willing to not develop friendships on the show. The girls wanted to, I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember feeling like I was always very confused on the show. I didn't really know what direction to go, but when they would say to Garcelle, like, we want to get to know you, I think she already felt a kindred spirit with Sutton. So it was just the easiest path, least resistance, right? To go to her friend. And watching the reunion was clear to me that.
Do you feel, I'm going to stop you really quickly. Do you think that, big on reciprocity, you're telling me how Garcelle felt when it came to her relationship with Sutton?
Yeah.
Do you feel like Sutton felt the same toward Garcelle? Like,
I'll tell you, honestly, I actually did until I watched that. Until I watched it, I changed. Until then, there's always, and we're going to talk about alliance versus friendship. People always said, oh, I'm so sick of their bullshit alliance. Like, I never felt they had an alliance. I think the alliance is sort of a natural experience of being on Housewives. You just have to find, it's like when you do your game shows. You become friends, you kind of trust. It's like, and then through that, develop something, right? It's actually not just someone. I'm watching Zoe play volleyball yesterday. Like, your teammates, you trust. And then you become, and then we're out to dinner after, and then you're your friends. Like that, you have to start somewhere. Right. You don't get to just start as sisters. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Exactly.
So people don't give grace to that. Like, they came on together. They were newbies together. You feel like you're in the middle of like the firing squad with new people. You automatically have that. And through that developed, what I realized is like, this is not realization. This is my opinion. Right. But watching it is that Sutton felt so secure in her friendship with Garcelle, like didn't need to nurture it. Was like, she's good. Like, we're going to be good because she wants so badly for the other girls to be friends with her. And the other girls from my 3 years on the show never said that to Sutton. They were never like, we want to get to know you. When I really look back, I'm just saying this out loud. I'm kind of stream of conscious right now, but they kept saying that to Garcelle. But Garcelle rejected it. She did. Right. And I think she would say that today. Right. She would say I was not, for valid reasons in her heart, for things were said about her son and things like that. Whatever rejection she had, she felt valid. But they were wanting to. I don't remember them saying that we really want to get close to Sutton. So Sutton wanted. And it's so interesting that I could actually say these all things later. Like, I don't even feel like I was on the show. I just remember now I just feel like I was like a fly on the wall. Like, I don't feel connected to the show like that anymore. So like watching it was like, oh, you know what? Sutton really wanted to be included and welcomed in this group. But her antics and her way about it didn't allow that to happen, And I think that at the reunion, Garcelle was like, we're in this together. And at the end of the day, Sutton didn't have her back the way she expected. And I think she felt like, if she's not going to, of all these people here, who else is going to? And so
she felt alone.
She felt very alone. And there's no worse feeling amongst a group of women.
It's the worst feeling you could ever feel on a TV show in a reunion type setting, is to feel like you have no allies.
Yes. And that's what she felt. Yeah. So all those other issues that she had to probably leave, like her kids, time alone, are all there. But I think that was the straw.
Yeah, that was the break. It felt like maybe like all of those, like we always say, two things can be true at the same time. I think the things that she said are very valid and make a lot of sense to me, why she would walk away from the show. But at the same time, I feel like had she been in a great place with the ladies and had cultivated other friendships with the group outside of the singular friendship that she was the most invested in, maybe she would still be on the show and just
I think she
still
would
try to work it out. Now, let me ask you this. So I don't really completely know and understand the dynamic of their relationship completely. You know what I'm saying?
Never will.
And we never will.
This is all my speculation.
My question to you is, if you were Garcelle and this was your ride or die sitting next to you and everything went down exactly the way that it did, how would you feel?
It's easy for me to watch. And I think I would be like, I would look at my friend. I would look at you like, why are you not having my back? I would say that. But actually, I know myself. I would just crumble inside. I would cry inside and I'd be like, I'm out. I would do the same thing. I could not handle it. I have always been that, I've always had that feeling on in that show, and because I never had my ride or die on the show, because I came in with Kathy, but Kathy's friends with Kyle, so that was a different dynamic. So I never had my one person. I just think it's very important to go on this show with someone new, or like in Bose's case, like she got to go and she ended up connecting with Dorit because she was on an island.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to have two people that don't feel as connect. I know that sounds weird because it becomes like an alliance thing, but that's just what it is. Like there's
but it's like two things though. It's not necessarily just an alliance. Like I came on the show as Nene's friend.
Yeah.
Who I just did her YouTube show, by the way. That
Yes.
is probably going viral as we speak.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that it is. We, had a sit down. I wanted to go support her show. And we'll get to that later, but I'll just say, and she's coming on here, by the way. She's
Yes.
definitely coming to do Humble Brag. But it was a full circle moment for us because we've had a lot of ups and downs in that relationship. Lots of peaks and valleys and all the things. And when I came on the show, they pretty much were like, you're going to be Nene's friend.
right.
And I really took that to heart. I was like, okay. I mean, well, first of all, it did come with a couple of perks, actually. She was
Sure.
like the breakout star of the show. She was definitely someone who was one of the biggest personalities of the show. So there was some safety under her wing as
And did
coming
you
in as her friend.
And did you feel like when you walked in that door and you walked in as Nene's friend, she was doing that for you too? Did you feel that?
I didn't really understand. You have to realize this was my first season.
Yeah.
My first time on a reality show. I didn't know what she thought. All I knew was that
That's your
I wanted
side.
to be a good friend.
Yeah. Okay.
And I pride myself on being a loyal friend. So with that said, I was like, I'm going to be on the show and be a good friend to her.
Yeah.
And what they did was it did two things. It totally solidified my friendship with her, number one, but it also alienated me with a lot of the other cast because no matter what was going on, my loyalty was to Nene.
Right.
And what ended up happening is I didn't really become really close with any of the other ladies. And when Nene and I started to have issues and fall out, guess what? I was on an island by myself because I didn't really,
Nurture the other ones.
the other friendships. And that's a very scary and dangerous place to be. I mean, I'm so happy that Nene and I are in such a wonderful space now. And we can actually laugh about it, like our relationship on the show and off the show. If I had to do it again, I think I would still honor that friendship. I don't know how much I would change, but I think I would have tried to figure out a way to still cultivate some other friendships within their group.
Yes. I get that. That's a great insight to how it works, because, what I find interesting is that unlike not being on the show, I have to work on not saying real life because your experience is real life, is that you don't walk into a room and be like, this is going to be your friend.
Mm-hmm.
That happens naturally.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why sometimes friendships don't seem real because you would not necessarily be friends with someone that you got paired up with.
Right.
Production says, but I see you guys could be friends.
But what I was getting ready to say was, what I was trying to say, and I kind of went to the left, is two things can be true at the same time. I was paired with Nene, but actually became friends with Nene.
Right.
And I never felt like Nene and I were in an alliance. I really felt like this is my friend.
Right.
Because we had a relationship on and off the show.
Right.
So when we talk about alliances, I never felt like that. I just felt like, you know what? I'm going to have her back. She's going to have my back. And if that means alliance, that's what it is. But for the most part, I was like, but this is actually my friend, though.
But
this is not just like a show thing.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
And I think that's
an alliance feels like it's just for the show as opposed to real life.
Correct.
And I think that's the part that I want to make clear.
I actually feel like Garcelle and Sutton's relationship, do I see them being original friends if they never been on the show? Actually not. But I do.
Nene and I don't know what world that my world would have collided with Nene Leakes.
But I even collided. I just they're not a pair and I think that's what the other girls felt. Like you two are an unlikely pair, but they came on together.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys have to let that go.
Right.
And maybe they actually developed a real friendship, which I see.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's interesting. I get asked a lot, do you think Bose and Dorit are genuine friends? I was like, I actually think they are.
I do too.
Because Bose came on to be Sutton's friend. And immediately
Yeah, that's right. I do remember reading something about.
I
Well, yeah,
remem-
she was introduced as like Sutton's
Son's friend.
Yeah,
No, I remember because I was
Yeah.
still on the show when they did their first scene. She's
Right.
like, I'm bringing on the new girl. I'm like, great. I was like, Sutton's bring her friend. Like, I didn't, okay, that's great, whatever. And then immediately I hear Dorit and Beau's are best friends. So I'm like,
yeah. I don't
that
think
is not-
anyone saw that coming, but I do believe that it actually is a real friendship.
that's why I think it's real because they weren't brought on together.
Like you can't even make it up.
No, you cannot make
There's
that up.
no world that I would ever be like Bose and Dorit are going to be the best of friends.
Right.
And I knew Bose before Housewives.
Right.
And I've never really spent any time with Dorit outside of the Top Chef commercial that we did together. So I got a chance to hang out with her.
Right.
And just knowing their two personalities, I'd be like, oh, I would never think to put them together, but it works.
Yeah. I think
works.
they're actual friends. But I'm going to go back to the Sutton Garcelle thing and that, like, the reason why I said when I watched the clips of the reunion, because it's the same viral one that goes off,
Yeah.
you know, I was saying that is when I started to shift of how I felt Sutton felt about Garcelle. It's not to say that she didn't really like love her, but I think that, like I said, she felt too secure in her friendship. So it was like, she's like, I don't need to water this plant.
Mm.
Like, I need to still water this. And it's like, well, this one's dying. Like, you can't neglect this one. But then she was on Jeff Lewis and Jeff was grilling her. I don't know if you saw it, grilling her.
Mm-hmm. I saw some clips, yeah.
And she was like, well, I feel bad that she feels bad. And it was like that answer is so distant.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I would feel by now she would say like, I just didn't have her back.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna, and I can so clearly say this right now with strong conviction because I'm going through this with my friend on the that I was talking to on the way here. It was like, just say you fucked up.
Right.
Just say it because, and I'm saying this because I'm feeling right now like I didn't do it. I just was your friend, and we all make mistakes. It's
There you
okay,
go.
and
It's okay to make a mistake.
It's okay, and
It's
you
okay to
can
get it wrong.
Yes, and you can
Yeah.
also be vulnerable with me and say, and I'm gonna put myself in like Garcelle's. Like, I know you want to be friends with them.
Mm-hmm.
I get it,
Yeah.
but like you also have to protect me. Like,
Right.
just say I'm sorry. I want it. Like I'm insecure and I want to be friends with these girls, and I neglected you and I shouldn't have, and I'm sorry. Like that's okay. And I think anyone who's a real friend would be like, I get it,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't do this to me again.
Right.
But I get it. And it was like hearing her say like, well, I feel sad. She's sad, but you know, she needs space. It's like, you got to fight for it. You got to fight for your friendship.
Yeah.
I need someone to fight for me because I'm going to fight for my friend.
Well, first of all, that's not an apology.
That is not an
way.
apology.
Like, I don't even know what that is, but it's not an apology. And I feel like if your friend is hurt, and clearly we're going to assume that Garcelle is quite hurt as she has unfollowed Sutton at this point.
That's right.
Okay.
And unfollowed.
Like, we're
all
just
of
putting
it.
the puzzles together.
That's
Again,
right.
I don't understand or know the complete dynamic of
No.
that friendship. All I know is I thought they were very, very, very good friends, if not best of friends.
Yes.
So if I hurt you, Crystal Minkoff, there is no way that I'm not going to take accountability for hurting you.
Yeah.
I'm going to, if I still care about you and love you, which I do, I'm going to try to make it right, privately and publicly.
Yep.
I'm going to say the things that, because I don't like private apologies in public situations. If you
that's interesting.
disrespected me or hurt my feelings publicly,
Yeah.
I need that public apology in addition to the private one's great. But the world doesn't know that you did this thing that hurt me to the core and then crawled over to my house and apologized off camera. You know what I mean? It's not the same. You know what I'm saying? I need both.
Because that's respect.
And a friend
Yeah.
would be more than happy to give you both because a friend is only concerned about about the friendship and your feelings.
That's all they should care about.
That's it.
Doesn't
That's it.
matter your ego, what you look
So,
like. It's about fixing it.
Again, I don't
That's
know
it.
those women's dynamic.
Yeah.
And I will never know. And I don't even have to know. All I know is if I ever did anything to hurt you like that to the point where you walk away and I don't follow you out, I don't walk out behind you, and I hurt you in a way where you don't even want to come back to the circle, I am going to apologize to you privately, and I'm going to give you a very clear public apology. I'm going to take full accountability. I'm going to give you that.
Yeah.
Out of love and respect.
Yeah.
But that's me. And I'm just putting ourselves in that situation.
That's right.
If it was us.
Yeah. That's why I thank you for saying that, because I know that's who you are. While this show can be funny and wacky and all the things, such deep emotions that go through it.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
I think that's why she left.
And even if the dynamic of the friendship changed after I gave you those apologies, because I'm bringing it back to us.
Yeah.
Because again, I don't know what those women, I don't know
Yeah.
what's what. Even when I did those things, I'm okay with even the dynamic of the friendship changing, because you can accept my apology and appreciate my apology, but just decide that you just can't be friends with me the way that we were friends. And I've been in relationships and friendships where the boundaries had to be respected. The respect overall had to be there, but I've been in situations in my relationships with some of the housewives where we just were able to move forward, but not in the same way that we were. Not besties, not any of those things, but still in a respectful space,
right,
in a very cordial space. But we're not besties anymore.
Right.
And I think that's okay. Sometimes the dynamic of the relationship, of a friendship, can change, and you can still be friends, but you ain't coming to my house.
Yeah.
I have no interest in going to your house, but I can meet you out for a drink twice a year. I can support you from afar. I can cheer from you up from the sidelines, all of those things. But that intimate stuff that usually happens in a friendship where there is you are close to that person and they are like someone that you want to bring into your world, around your family, around your children, around your husband, all of those things. Sometimes it just changes, and I think that's okay.
Imagine for a minute, imagine the best version of you, where you look and feel your best self, where your confidence shines through every day. This is how your skincare routine should make you feel. An easy-to-use system giving your skin exactly what it needs so you look and feel your best. Well, imagine no more, because Meaningful Beauty has arrived.
Businesswoman, entrepreneur, and supermodel Cindy Crawford founded Meaningful Beauty with world-renowned cosmetic specialist Dr. Sabah to share his age maintenance-focused skincare treatments and formulas.
Cindy has been consistently using this breakthrough age maintenance system to protect her skin and prevent premature signs of aging for over 20 years. If there's proof of the power of consistent age maintenance, you only have to look at Cindy. She's not just gorgeous for her age, she's just gorgeous. Inside and out, she's a shining example of never too early, never too late to start an age maintenance practice that meaningfully embraces your age.
I love the 7-piece deluxe face and neck skincare system featuring effective serums, treatments, and creams formulated to work together to provide exactly what you need to achieve a more radiant, youthful appearance.
And I love the Youth Activating Melon Serum. It smells so yummy, feels incredible, and my skin looks amazing. I'm getting so many compliments. Amazingly, after using Meaningful Beauty for 8 weeks, 100% of women said their skin looks vibrant and bright.
It's never too late, and it's never too early to start taking care of your skin. Try Meaningful Beauty 7-piece deluxe face and neck skincare system for 60 days. If you're not completely satisfied, just return the bottles, even if empty, and get your money back. And remember, your confidence is beautiful too.
Tomorrow's gorgeous starts today. Go to meaningfulbeauty.com/humblebrag to receive 25% off and get the Targeted Treatment Duo gift set for free.
Go to meaningfulbeauty.com/humblebrag to receive 25% off and get the Targeted Treatment Duo gift set for free.
meaningfulbeauty.com/humblebrag.
Dry skin, deeper wrinkles, crepiness. These are just a few of the visible signs of aging, something today's sponsor, OneSkin, knows all about. Now, I'm not overly concerned with aesthetics, but I do want to keep my skin healthy as I get older. That's why I love their topical supplements. They actually help your skin feel and behave younger as you age.
Founded by an all-woman team of scientists, OneSkin is the first and only skin longevity company to target cellular senescence, a key hallmark of aging, with a proprietary OS01 peptide.
OS01 peptide, scientifically proven to decrease lines and wrinkles, boost hydration, and help with the thinning skin that often comes with age. Don't just take my word for it. They've got over 4,000 5-star reviews for their full line of face, body, sun, and travel size products.
OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. By focusing on the cellular aspects of aging, OneSkin keeps your skin looking and acting younger for longer. Get started today with 50% off using code HUMBLE at oneskin.co.
That's 15% off oneskin.co with code HUMBLE. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Invest in health and longevity of your skin with OneSkin. Your future self will thank you.
Okay, so I want to ask you, because you started with, if I apologize to you and the dynamic shifts, that's okay. But then you went to the other person's POV, you feeling hurt. So my question for you is, let's go back to, because I'm in it, you hurt me. You apologize to me genuinely. While I receive it, while I appreciate it, I'm letting you know the dynamic has changed for me.
Correct.
How do you respond to that?
I have to respect it.
Okay.
I hurt you. Now I have to get in where I fit in, because I violated your trust, your love. I broke your heart. I like all of the things. And it's like real, friendships, a breakup of a friendship is right up there with just like, just a real like relationship, like in a love. It's like, I love you, my friends. I love my friends, but the same love that I could love a husband, that I could love a boyfriend. It's love at the end of the day. And if you feel like, if someone makes you feel like you don't love them and you're giving them love and you're not getting that love back, or they're not showing that love, it's very painful.
So I guess wow, this is really, who knew how, it's so funny. I remember when I started the show, people were like, I'm learning so much about friendships because of the show. I'm like, who learns anything about anything from Housewives? But here we are. You really do. You really, it's kind of amazing.
And you have to meet people where they are. You were talking about Sutton and Garcelle coming on the show together 5 years ago. The show, like this, they're not even the same people they probably were 5 years ago.
No, they're not.
You know what I'm saying?
The show changes people.
The show changes people, and people change.
That's
not
right.
just the show, but people change. The show changes people, all of those things.
Totally.
So you have to meet people where they are at. And I think that one thing that I know about Garcelle, I knew Garcelle and I modeled together years ago. I knew her long before Housewives. I remember having lunch with her when she was getting ready to go on the show. Just to give her whatever insight I could give her, just from being, just for doing it forever.
Yeah.
And one thing I would say about Garcelle is a strong woman. She has a lot of integrity, 1000%. And I think when she's with you, she's with you. Now, but I also feel like when she's not with you, she's not with you. And I think that Garcelle is smart. And I think she is the kind of person that I just don't feel like she just knows how to call bullshit when she sees it. I don't think she's going to be bullshitted. I think that she knows how to read the room.
Yep.
I think that, again, I'm going to go back to the word integrity. I think that at the end of the day, she is someone who commands a certain amount of respect, loyalty.
Yeah.
And all of those things. And if she's not, I don't think you get to be wishy-washy with a Garcelle. I think you're either with her or you're just not.
I think that's
and if you're not with her, in a lot of ways, you're against her. And
that makes sense.
But going back to her being strong, just like, I'm strong, you're strong, we still have feelings. When we're hurt, it's devastating. When people hurt us, it's devastating. And I think she's hurt. When I saw her walk away, walk up, and just couldn't even fake the funk to even take this cast picture. Because at that point, as a housewife, when you're Anna, you're like, let me just take this picture and then go and then burn down the house.
Yeah.
Once I get this picture done, I'm going to burn down the house. But I'm going to sit here and I'm going to smile for this picture. And when I saw that she was like, she could not do it.
Yeah.
And that moment, I knew, I didn't know what was going to happen, but I knew that her world changed right in that moment because she couldn't even fake the fun.
Right.
And I commend her for saying, you know what? Because we are former people pleasers. I am very professional. And in my mind, I've been like, okay, it's my job
to take
this photo.
Yeah.
It would never think, fuck this photo. I'm out of here.
No, because she's an actor. So that's you're on set. It's very,
Yeah.
When you have had it, like you can't
That's
You can't
there's
fake.
something that I actually loved, seeing the realness of just seeing her actually honor her hurt and just feeling like, not only am I done, I am done. And I'm not even going to play with this anymore.
Yeah, she was like, F you,
So,
everybody.
like, taking the cast picture would have been a slap in the face at that point.
Right.
Because when you are mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically done, sometimes you just got to give people your ass to kiss and walk your ass out.
Yeah.
So good for her for just recognizing, like, not even just take the friendship, despite the whole friend thing.
Right.
Just having that strength as a person to just say, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm out.
I know, but I have to say, watching it was like, I know that exact group, that circle, to feel not only alone. I don't think this is what they were actually, I don't know. I can't say either way, but this is how I would feel when I watched it. Them like looking at her and like, oh, I take a picture, like being so.
But it's right up there when we talk about, like, when you have an argument with one of the housewives in a scene.
Is
and
it
then
fake?
after it's like, no, it's not fake. When none of the arguments I've ever had with any of the housewives were fake.
Yeah.
But what I don't like is after, if someone says to me, oh, hey, so do you guys want to go grab drinks now?
See, it was beyond that.
If you want to go, no, I don't want to grab drinks now.
Yes, that's when it's weird for me.
Yeah.
That's when I'm like, am I in Twilight Zone? I think when her walking off.
That was like,
See
no, I
how
don't want to grab
upset-
drinks. I don't want to take the picture. I want to walk up out of here.
I
I've
felt like
honored
they
my
didn't care.
commitment.
No, I feel like they didn't care. I just was like, I felt I was in her body. Like I've been in that group, and like to feel so invisible, uncared for. No one cares. It's like I felt it. It's so bad. I was like, how can you go back? Because that's your own integrity. How do you walk back into a room knowing that like they don't care about you?
Yeah.
And that's tough. That is tough.
Well, I would say like taking it to Atlanta, because Beverly Hills Housewives is a very different show from Atlanta. I think most of the cast have been in situations where they felt alone at the reunion.
Mm-hmm.
I know I have, and it was the worst. You know, it's interesting. It was the most empowering time, my most empowering reunion.
Really?
And also the loneliest. Because when you're alone and you know no one's coming to save you, or no one wants to save you, or someone or the cast may take pleasure in seeing you get torn down or float down the river, you have to go in. You only have one choice but take your ass in there and fight.
Right.
And then go out however you want to go out at that point.
Right.
And for me, I remember it's so funny. I have so many full circle moments with Nene. We were at odds. And I remember going into a reunion feeling very much alone. And I knew it's like when you talk about like, oh, you know, there was no backup for me. Unlike Beverly Hills, these ladies have all had their own personal issues on the show where it's not a given that someone's going to back you up at the reunion.
Right.
Like, even if you're friends, you're like, okay, girl, we're cool, but this is your situation.
Yeah.
You better fight it out.
Yeah, they don't want the smoke if it's not.
They don't want the smoke because now you're putting me in a situation where now I'm getting ready to follow up with the person to back you up. But one of the things that I do respect about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, we will go it alone at the reunion. We're not going into the reunion like, who's with me?
Right.
Like, if you're alone, you're just alone. And it is what it is. And I remember going into this one specific reunion and I was sick to my stomach. I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? But my only choice was to fight for myself.
Yeah.
And stand in my truth and let whatever happen, happen.
Yeah.
Like, once I decided I'm going to defend myself at every turn and I'm going to only tell the truth. I'm not going to tell lies. I'm not going to be lied on. I'm just going to stand in my truth. Like, that was my only choice.
What a weird job.
It's so crazy, right?
Well,
so dramatic, but so
God,
true.
I feel so like deep in this
Everybody sat there with
Holy
their
shit.
gowns on and nobody was coming to save me, girl. Nobody. I couldn't depend on any of those women to say, you know what, I feel bad. Let me just jump in and throw her a lifeline.
Yeah.
No, honey, they will watch you drown.
Yeah, they will.
They will watch you drown.
Yes.
And I go into every reunion like, no one's going to help me. And if they do throw me a lifeline, it's like a bonus, but it's never a guarantee. It's never a guarantee.
Yeah, I get
so
that.
we have a completely different mentality. So the eyes that I watch the Beverly Hills reunion in are very different from your eyes because it's just two different shows.
Yeah.
Like Atlanta, we go there. we go there. And
Yeah.
it's just a tougher show to do.
Yeah.
It just is a tougher show.
For
The stuff
sure.
that you guys argue about, girl, that's like such low-hanging fruit. I would
I
love.
know.
I would go back to Atlanta as a housewife if all I had to argue about was stuff that you guys go on about. Like, it's
See,
like,
I always felt alone in each one because I didn't have my person. I was getting closer with some people, but I never had my person. But I just remember, like, please, like, God, don't come for me, like, naively. Just like, oh, God, it was so tough. I would never last in Atlanta. Now I would, now because I don't give a fuck.
yeah,
But because I would have fun with it. Now I'd have fun
right.
because I know it wouldn't matter now that I'm outside of it. But no, I'm lying. I would
Yeah.
never be able to survive Atlanta. But on the more fun thing, or I don't know if it's fun, are you doing the reunion soon?
I am.
You're
The
like halfway through.
yeah, we
It's
are
coming.
eight episodes in.
Yeah.
The last episode that aired was the Bailey Q.
Your numbers, it was big numbers.
It
Your Bailey
was.
Q.
Yeah,
It's going up.
Yes, it was.
So how are you feeling about, is this your 11th or 12th reunion?
12th, I think.
Jeez.
I stopped counting after 10.
That's
girl.
crazy. Are you excited? I mean, it's been a couple of years since you've done one.
I'm never really excited about the reunion, but I am in such a different space as a friend. I feel like, more than likely, normally with the friends, like, I'm sure I won't be out there the whole time,
Yeah.
but I don't even know how that works because I shot so much this season and the rules keep changing with
Yeah.
the whole friend thing because I think the friend role is being redefined as we speak
Yeah.
all the time. So like what
You might
the
be there
friend-
longer.
I could be. So I'm prepared to be there for whenever and however they figure out my space
Yeah.
to be a part of it. We have about 8 more episodes to go.
Okay.
So we still got a long way to go.
Yeah, that's
We
a
still
lot.
got a long way to go before
Yeah.
we even get to the reunion. Am I excited? I'm excited that season 16 that people are talking about season 16.
Yeah.
I'm excited that Atlanta's back. Whether you like it or not, it's just back. People
are always gonna
have
talk
not
shit.
talked about this show in a couple of years
Yeah.
now. And everywhere I go, everyone's asking me about Atlanta.
Well, aren't you
And-
happier that people are talking to you nicely this week? It's always a roller coaster.
It feels great to have a
You
nice
had
week.
a great week. You had a great week.
Because, baby, one thing, friend or not, I definitely caught some strays this season. I definitely caught some strays. And I didn't really sign up for,
I know.
the hot seat this
But guess
season.
what? It's behind you, that part. Now
It
you're
is, but
back
it's all
to
going to come back up at the reunion.
Of course, but you're the mediator now. And I think what's good is that because it was so explosive of what you had to go through with the Kenya and the Brit stuff, is that you've really gone through the messiest part. And I know you have to go through it again,
Yeah.
but I think your perspective is probably different, as it always is when you watch
Mhm.
it. And I think, it's
Yeah, I
going to be
think
your
my
12.
reaction to the things, the way I reacted to things, are still pretty much the same, but I just have more context
Right.
of
That's what I mean.
how I reacted then and how I will explain my reactions after seeing everything.
Yeah.
Because it's so funny because a lot of the things that I have these big reactions to, I was actually not at the thing that blew the roof off for
Right.
the reaction. So it's interesting. I think my only goal, well, my main goal for the reunion is to, it's important to me. I think everybody needs a friend. And I really tried really hard to be a friend to all of the ladies. And
Yeah.
that's a very difficult thing to do because on a platform like this, people want you to pick a side. They don't want you to be cool with everybody.
I hate that.
They
I
do
actually
not want
that
you to
part.
be cool with everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm in a space where I actually want to be cool with everybody. I don't
Right.
have to agree. I can be cool with you and not agree with you.
Right.
There's so many things that come up and that are going to come up even in the next episodes where I did not agree. And I said that I didn't agree, but I
Right.
still could hang out with them.
Right.
So then the conversation becomes like, well, how could you hang out with her? And she said this horrible thing. I agree. It was a horrible thing that she said, but
You're still friends with.
I still can be friends with
Yes.
this person.
Okay, so
and,
for
and not
all
agree
you-
with them.
For all you people out there that want to say flip floppers, Switzerland, whatever, look into your own friend group. If someone does something wrong, do you automatically write them off and or pick a side and is now their enemy? That's not how friendships work.
Thank you.
So you're trying to make us into Squid Games
right. And
when
it's
that's
not.
not real friendships. It's actually normal to just kind of
Right.
let people be.
We're not saying you were wrong and I'm going to blow your head off.
Yes.
What I'm
It's
saying
crazy.
is, like, going back to the whole flip flopper thing, because that's going to forever be a trigger with me. A long time ago, I said, I don't know why I've not come up with a line of flip flops. I still think I need to do that at some point. Like, you have to monetize the shade. You
Yeah,
have
you
to
do.
monetize the disrespect. And that's when you get the last laugh and you get more money in the bank. So, for me, I'm always
Flip-flopping
going
with
to,
Cynthia.
there you go. Okay. So here's the thing. When I'm always going to reserve the right. If I'm in a situation and I see how that situation is presented and I have my opinion of what that situation is, and then I see 2 episodes down that situation changes, I'm going to change my mind. And that doesn't make me a flip-flopper. That makes me smart. That makes me reasonable,
Yeah.
rational.
Yes.
If this situation today and 2 weeks from now is a different situation, I reserve the right to say, okay, well, now I don't agree with that situation that I agreed with before.
Right.
Because some new information has come to me that has made me change my mind. I've
called
had
evolution.
a change of heart. Thank you, somebody.
Yes.
And it's just so ridiculous that people can be so narrow-minded and try to like put these labels on us when they know, Lord knows if they were in the same position, everyone should have the right to figure out, like, all I want to do at the end of the day is support what's right.
I know, but here's the thing.
And
as
if it's
Bravo
right
says,
this week and it's wrong next week, I'm going to be like, well, you know what? It was right this week and I supported this week, but this week is wrong and now I'm not supporting it.
Rob always
So
says
fucking be it.
we're sports teams. And when you watch your baseball team hit a ball that might be foul, you're going to say, it's in. Even if it's a foul, you're going to ignore it, even though it's wrong. And you're going to the other team, if they call it in and you think you're saying, it's foul.
Right.
It doesn't really matter.
Right.
You're just going to support the team, even if you know that call was wrong.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. Like, Housewives is watching sports.
Well, I don't agree with that completely. I
don't?
know I understand the analogy, but if I know the call is wrong and I feel like it's wrong, I'm not going to say that it's not wrong because I'm for that team. I'm just not.
I
don't care.
You're going to call it right, but you're still
right.
going to support your team.
Yeah, but I'm still going to support my team. Yes. So if that's what you were going, that's where you're
That's
going
what
with
I mean.
it. Okay.
You still
you are wrong, but I'm still an Atlanta Hawks fan.
That's right.
At the end of the day. But
you're always, no matter how wrong they are.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's what it is.
So my only goal is to really show up in a space where I can have my opinions.
Yeah.
I can agree or disagree. I can support or not support, and be as much of a friend as I can to all the ladies, because I actually have no issue with any of the ladies on the show.
That's right.
And it really sucks when someone has an issue and you don't have an issue. And now they have an issue with you because you don't have an issue with the person that they have an issue with.
That's the worst.
Your issue is not my issue.
That's the worst. But that's what I mean.
But I can have an opinion
You're
about
the ref.
it. I can, yeah.
You're the ref, and the audience is going to get mad at you for making a call because one person has to make the call.
Yeah, it was really funny. They did a really cute job of editing the Bailey Q episode where I was away. I missed a couple of scenes. And I love the way they have me come in and kind of like meet with each person, whoever had some smoke in that scene, and find out what happened. So I'm always coming in like, hey, so I turn my back for 5 minutes. What the hell happened? So what's going on with this?
Yeah.
And I think it's a fun way for the audience to also be clear with what happened, because they don't always lay it all the way out. And sometimes you're like, well, why is this person so mad? Like, did I miss something?
Right.
So I can go in and put the puzzle together and say, okay, so what happened with this? So what happened at the pool? Okay. So then I would go to the other person that they were talking about and then go to her house and be like, so what, so why were you upset? So what, I can help put the pieces together. And it was just really fun. The mid-season trailer came out too. That's on fire.
Yes, I saw it.
Oh my God.
Really
and they
exciting.
actually had me narrate that, which I didn't even realize.
I was like, you're the narrator.
I'm literally like the narrator.
I hear your voice. I was like, Cynthia's narrating, of course. But I think that's really good. I think the audience needs full context.
Yes, they do.
Because then they can make a better judgment.
Yes.
And actually, to give grace to the audience, it's not their fault.
Yes.
They're given what they're seeing. So they don't get
everything. And then they
have
to try to figure it out.
Yes. But they have to remember, when you film, you don't get to be in every room.
I don't. And a lot of people actually forget that I am not a housewife of Atlanta anymore, honey. I am a friend of the show. I'm not in all the situations. I'm not with them.
Oh, that's right.
Full time, all the time.
But you kind of are full time at this point.
I worked a lot this season. I definitely filmed a lot. I'm not in every room.
Yeah.
I'm not in every scene. I'm not privy to everything that the girls have going on all the time. To be honest, I split my time out here. I'm not always hanging out with everyone outside of filming and all of those things that I did before when I was a full-time housewife. So I'm literally jumping in and out, just, trying to understand what's happening along with you guys that are
Right.
watching the show, and then giving my 2 cents, like my opinion, and then trying to figure out how can I help in any way to bring the ladies back together. And that's what happened at the BLAQ. I was working overtime, girl, at that BLAQ. I was like, okay, all
It's
right.
your party and you have to work.
Absolutely.
And I mean, that's a lot.
I deserved a whole nother party after that because all I did was work. But my goal during the BLAQ was to try to mend at least 2 or 3 of the main relationships that
Yeah.
were happening, because we couldn't go on a cast trip the way it was. We were trying to get to after Nashville, the next stop is Grenada. And the way things were looking, like a lot of things happened in Nashville that really kind of broke off
Right.
a lot of the communication with some of the ladies. And the BLAQ, my sole purpose was to have fun, have a good time, of course, but to see if I could help do my little part to mend some, at least get
Yeah.
them to the point where we get on the airplane.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah,
I'm not responsible once we get to Grenada, but can we get on the plane? Because some of the ladies were like, oh, I'm done.
It's so awkward to do a cast trip when people are fighting because you're all at the airport together, checking in.
People aren't speaking.
It's so
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. Okay, so let's wrap up. But what should we expect? We saw the trailer. What can you give us? Give us something at Humble Brag.
Oh, wow.
Give us a little
let me
teaser.
Okay.
That you're not really allowed to. So Bravo, don't listen. But give us something.
No, I can give you guys something. What I can give you is, if you thought there was a lot of drama on the Nashville trip, on Portia's birthday trip, baby,
Is Grenada
the
back?
next stop is Grenada.
Okay.
And I will say the good thing about Grenada is a lot of people do come together in Grenada, but
Okay.
some people fall away
Okay.
as well.
What I understand is
Yeah.
that some people who were good filming
Ain't
are
good
no
no
good
more.
now. And is that Grenada?
And some people that were bad are now good.
Interesting.
You guys have 8 more episodes to
Holy
go.
crap.
I keep telling you, Crystal, one word to define season 16 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta is completely unpredictable. It was all over the place. You will not predict what is coming up in these next 8 episodes, which is why I think it feels so new this season and fresh. Outside of the fact that we have new housewives this season, we just don't know. You guys will not figure out what the hell is going on.
Right.
Because we can't. I'm on the show and I can't figure out. What,
I love that. Well,
I
I
never
can't
knew what was
wait.
going on.
I can't wait.
So yeah, just stay buckled up. Thank you guys for watching season 16 of Real Housewives of Atlanta, because we got 8 more episodes to go.
I will be watching.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys. Love you. Mwah.
Adios. Sayonara.
Sayonara.